It's match day. Play fantasy cricket now. Get up to 2.5 crores daily and lots more. 20 times more. Win big on Fan Fight. This game involves an element of financial risk and may be addictive. Please play responsibly and at your own risk.
Hello and welcome to this very special show. And I have two guests and I have to take you all back to the day of the IPL auction. And soon after the auction, the talking point was, and I remember speaking to KL Rahul that particular evening and to the Kings 11 Punjab camp, and the talking point was Jhye Richardson and Riley Meredith. Our problem last year was we did not have more than two go-to bowlers. This year, we've sorted it all. Have they sorted it all? Maybe they indeed have. If you see their performances in the Big Bash for the last few years, if you see them doing it for Australia, you know how good they are. And in Mumbai, at the Wankhede, the track that will suit them because of bounce, all of a sudden, Kings 11, Punjab Kings rather, for this year, looks the team to beat. So welcome Jhye Richardson, welcome Riley Meredith. Jhye, first question to you before I go to Riley. IPL, new experience, and of course that tag of multi-million dollars. How are you looking at the tournament?
Yeah, really excited. Obviously, I've had plenty of time to think about it here in quarantine, here in Mumbai. So I've had a couple of chats with Anil Kumble, our coach, about what the Punjab Kings have needed over the last couple of years, and what they've looked for in Riley and myself, sort of a game plan leading into our first game. And he's said that, you know, we've needed someone to assist Mohammad Shami up front with the new ball, and the death overs as well. I think they mentioned that they had one of the highest economy rates in the death overs last year. So, you know, hopefully Riley and myself can bring a little bit of experience in those particular areas for Punjab, but certainly looking forward to the challenge. I've played in India a couple of times now, so know what to expect here, and ready to embrace the challenge.
Riley, basically taking off from that, obviously the IPL is the biggest franchise tournament in the world. To come here and play, you know, I've seen you for the last several years in the Big Bash, great performances, coming with a reputation that, you know, major change will happen for the team. Is it pressure? How are you looking forward to the experience? What does the IPL mean to you?
Yeah, it's obviously very exciting to come over here and, you know, finally be a part of an IPL, obviously after being, you know, such a big fan of it for the last few years and, you know, watching it really closely and watching the best players in the world go at it. So, you know, it's awesome to be a part of. In terms of the game, I don't know. I think I'll just be, you know, doing what I always do, bring my aggression and trying to bowl fast and, you know, take wickets throughout the whole innings. So, you know, I don't think too much changes there, but, you know, I'll just be about adapting to the pitches over here and, you know, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Riley, at a time like this, when the world is trying to cope with negativity and gloom and depression, sport is still that one thing that brings smile to millions of people. I mean, in India, for example, 130 crore people will tune into the television sets from tomorrow watching you guys. And every time you pick a wicket or Jhye picks a wicket, the good thing about the IPL is India wins. We are not going to lose to Australia or to England. India will win. So I think what you all do is a huge service, you know, ultimately bringing positivity. Do you think that is one of the biggest aspects of sport, and that's what has helped sustain, you know, people like us who are sports fans over the last 1 year or so?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's probably one of the great things about being in the position that we are, and we can, you know, play for everyone out there, and, you know, give them something to watch and hopefully a bit of entertainment for them. But, you know, it's lucky that we're able to play it all at the moment. Really, you know, obviously COVID's such a big thing at the moment, and, you know, hardly anyone's doing anything outside the world. So, you know, for us to be able to travel all the way from Australia and come over here and play over in India, it's, you know, it's not lost on us at all how big a thing that is. And, you know, we're really excited to get into it. And as I said, hopefully we can, you know, give a bit of entertainment for everyone out there watching.
Is it going to work that the two of you are together? How important is this? That the two of you are together, mates together, just played for Australia. How important is that?
I think it's very important. I think it's important just to have people that you know as well. Like I said before, part of the challenge of playing in our first IPL, is joining a new team and not knowing a lot of the people here. That's just the reality of joining a new camp. So to have someone like Riley, who I've just played with in New Zealand, come up against him plenty of times in the Big Bash League, to have a familiar face is going to be really important. And yeah, it's exciting because I know and I can vouch for Riley's skill. I've seen him play for the last few years and know how good he is. So, you know, for him to have my support, I guess, is equally as important. You know, this is such a tough time. So whatever support we can give each other, I think going into a tournament like this, again, is one of the positives that you've just mentioned that we need to keep on top of.
Question for you both. Jhye, you take it first. I had read something by you. You were in New Zealand at that point, straight after the auction. Take me back to that day. All of a sudden, multi-million dollars. I will perhaps not earn that money in 4 years. So put that in context for me. Obviously, you have earned that, but just put it in context.
Yeah, it's quite scary. It didn't hit me straight away. I was actually watching the auction in New Zealand. It was quite late at night. Yeah. It probably didn't hit me straight away. It's a funny one because you know that it's going to change your life. It's life changing. But it almost just filters in. I was overwhelmed with the fact that this is going to change my life, and it's hard to. For me, it wasn't a jump up and down, get really excited moment. It was. It just didn't hit me straight away. And even now, it's still hard to even comprehend how much it is and how much it's going to influence my future. That's what we always look for as cricketers. We have a front end earning capacity. You know, our career might only last 5 or 10 years. So to have something like this come in and have some financial security post cricket is the biggest relief for me. Obviously, the added pressure, I guess, the added expectation, they're all challenges that we experience in cricket anyway. So that's just another thing that for me now, it's not to worry so much about the price tag. It's just to worry about my own execution, my own skill, and show off to the all of India what I'm capable of, and not necessarily put that pressure on myself to perform just because of the price tag.
Excellent answer. Good things happen to good people, and these are good people. They've worked like anything over the last several years as youngsters to have come here. So every penny they get, they deserve. So let's be very, very clear about it. Of course, it's life-changing, but no one changes his or her own life if they don't deserve it. And that is why I keep saying it. Indian cricket is a dream come true for some, but for that, you've got to work hard. As Sachin says, chase your dream, does come true. Riley, what was your moment like? Was it, as Jhye said, did it sort of take time to seep in, or what was it like?
Yeah, definitely. You know, obviously pretty similar to Jhye. Probably even here, sitting here now, it probably hasn't really sunk in, to be honest. You know, it's sort of just, I don't know, it was a funny old night. Didn't get much sleep after the auction went. I was sort of on FaceTime with my girlfriend, and, you know, we were sort of just almost laughing at it because it was just so, you know, unexpected, and, you know, we just thought it was ridiculous, to be honest. But, you know, really honoured to have it happened, and, you know, I'm just, super excited to get into the tournament now.
Jhye, do you do goals? Do you do anything like that, okay, I've got to approach this tournament, I'm a premier bowler, I've got to do this? Or is it game by game, not put too much pressure on yourself, approach it situation by situation?
It's definitely the latter. For me, it's game by game. It's prioritizing the things that need to be prioritized. Obviously, we do all of our homework on specific players and things like that. And it's one thing that I learned in the Big Bash this year is it's fantastic to have a plan A, but sometimes the situation of the game and sometimes where the game stands, you have to play it live. You can't always have a particular plan that's going to work at every single moment of the game. Sometimes you have to go completely away from your plan to make something work. So for me, it's about adapting to the situation now. It's awesome to have plans and things like that, but it's about playing the game live, adapting to the situation, having a lot of communication on the field, and then away from the game, prioritizing recovery and things like that. Like Riley said, we play so many games in such a short period of time. So getting all the little things right is really important. But for me, it's definitely a game by game plan.
How important is this IPL? I'll come to Jhye with this as well. How important is this IPL to set you up for the World Cup? Because as on date, we know the World Cup is in India, and from every scientific analogy and people I've spoken to, doctors, etc., everyone tells me that by then COVID should be under control. So we expect the World Cup to definitely be played in India in October. So how will that set you up?
IPL, yeah, it's extremely important. Obviously, if you perform well over here in this tournament, it definitely sets you up to be selected in the World Cup squad, and gives you a good platform. So I'll definitely be hoping to perform well in the IPL, no doubt about that. Not just for the World Cup, but obviously to do well for Punjab. So I'm really looking forward to learning, and hopefully I can do all right over here.
Jhye, is that important? I mean, this IPL 14 games, conditions which will be the same 6 months down the line, you will be here. That's a tournament that Australia needs to win. How important is this?
Yeah, I think it's extremely important. Not only from a performance point of view, obviously those things are really, really important, but the experience playing in the subcontinent is priceless. We can't replicate these conditions in Australia. So to get the exposure and the experience over here for the next 14 games, extremely important to get an idea of what to expect in October. So look, I think as much as it's going to be personal reflection and personal performance and things like that, we really hope that the Punjab Kings do really well, and we're going to do everything that we can to succeed for them. But I think it's also important for us to learn about what happens here in India just as much.
Riley, tell me this. I mean, I have still not been able to come to terms with this. Have you now learned the art of playing in empty stadiums? More I ask because in Australia, COVID was under control. God willing, it should be that going forward. But you had people in the Big Bash. You had people in New Zealand. When the Indians played, we had people in the test venues. IPL will be closed doors. Is that an issue at all? Or you are in the zone, doesn't matter?
I don't think it's an issue, really. It's obviously super disappointing to not have crowds in the IPL. There's so much talk about, how unbelievable the Indian supporters are, and, how good the fan base for the IPL is. So it's obviously on one hand, it's really disappointing not to have crowds over here. But from a performance perspective, I don't think really anything changes. You're still just going out there and playing cricket, and, usually you're just trying to, sort of block out the crowd anyway. So, I don't think too much changes, but as I said, it's very disappointing that there's no crowd.
The tournament is now on us. The ride is on us. Fasten your seatbelts, get onto it. But final thoughts for your fans. People will watch Jhye Richardson and Riley Meredith, and expectations are high. Jhye first, Riley to close.
Oh, I just think, enjoy the different year. COVID has hit us pretty hard as a whole. So I guess embrace everything that this IPL brings. While it's disappointing not to get crowds, use that energy to support us even more from your home, from your friend's home, wherever it may be. Just use all of your energy to get around us and wish us to do well, because we're certainly going to be trying our hardest.
Riley, final words for your fans and fans in Australia. Plenty of Punjab fans in Australia as well. Sadda Punjab.
Yeah, same as Joel said, just give us all your support. Already had a lot of support so far, come through on social media and that sort of thing, which has been fantastic. But, hopefully we can both do pretty well, and, it'll be mostly positive. But yeah, looking forward to getting out of Punjab, and hopefully we can go far in the tournament.
Fingers crossed for both of you. As I said, good things happen to good people. Great to have you guys in India. Yes, the situation isn't natural and isn't normal, but we will pass. We will tide over this. Civilization has always won. Science has always won. Humanity has always won. And sport is integral to humanity winning every battle. And these people make us all proud, make us all smile. Thank you, Satish and Samantha, for making this happen. And most importantly, the two of them, for coming on the show. They are inspirations for many, many people who want to be a Jhye Richardson, who want to be a Riley Meredith. Thank you for your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.